Hi everyone! So today I'm going to continue with this illustration of the apple from Billy Showell's book. It's the fruit and vegetable portraits. I have a full review of this book. I really love it. In fact, I love all of her books. And so sometimes when I really want to get into botanical art, what helps me most is just opening any page of her book, one of her books, and find something that I really like. For example, this apple really spoke out to me because I wanted to have something green on my wall. I have a collage right now going on with a lot of green colors, and so I decided to paint this apple without this red part because I didn't want to have it there and just have it green, and maybe just instead add some yellow in this part. So I'm not fully copying it, but I am relying heavily on this illustration, and that helps in general if you are new to botanical art and you want to improve your skills. That's the best thing to do, is just to look at how things are done and try to learn how to create certain textures and highlights. So like I said, it's not an exact copy because you can see there are some marks and highlights that I left here, and I substituted the red and so on. So today I think I will continue working on the green leaf here. So this is how it starts when you first do the first wash to eliminate the white of the paper. Okay, I also want to touch on the brush. So basically I am I used this brush here, Silver Black Velvet size 8. It's a round brush for the apple, which was quite challenging because as soon as I had to wash out a color, it just kind of like a sponge, it just gets so much water in there that for botanical art it's not really the right brush, because you don't want to have that much water. You want to have very minimal water when you're doing these, to avoid blooms and to have control over what you're doing. Obviously layering this, it looks very smooth. You don't really see any of the water color kind of textures here, and that's the art of botanical art. You want it to look very smooth. So I think today, because I'm going to work on a smaller scale, so I'm going to work on this leaf right here, I think I'm going to go for one of the Billy Showell's brushes that I have here, which are great because I'll show you why. So let's take a size 6, which is basically I got the set which had 2, 4 and 6. They're all round, and they're Kolinsky, I think, sable brushes, and so they're natural, and you can see when they dry, if it's a natural brush, it kind of dries to this sort of fluffy kind of looking thing. So I'm going to take the 6 and just compare it for you. Let me just wet it so you see what it looks like once it's wet. And there you go, just very quickly, and then get rid of the water. The other good thing, the water control is very good in this brush. I quite literally just need to go on the side and just get the water off very quickly. So you see it goes from this, which is also a lot of water, to the point, squeezing out a few drops of water, and I've got a good amount of water there without needing to dry it further. However, with this brush, the belly is thicker, and so there is more water. So now let's compare the 6 to the 8, and you will see that the 6 is actually longer. So that's the advantage of Billy Showell's brushes, that they are thinner and longer. So basically they have less water in them, but they come to a nice point, which is really good for lifting and doing detail work as well. So today I'm going to go for, I think I'm going to go for the number 2, which I don't think Billy uses the 2 very often, because I think of the scale that she paints. She doesn't need that small of a brush. and she tends to do the detailing with this beautiful point that you get on her size 6, so she can get around with one brush pretty much. But I will do it. Oh, and there was another brush that came in this set, which is the 4th brush, and it's called the Eradicator, which I absolutely love. It's sort of for creating sharp highlights, so you can use it like a little rubber. It's a synthetic brush, so it won't get damaged, and you can go hard on the brush and just kind of eradicate. Or you also can correct mistakes. If something is sticking out, you would wet it and sort of just wiggle around and then lift it with a paper. So I love her brushes, and it's been a while since I used them because I only used them for botanical art, which I haven't done in a while. Okay, so I think from this point I'll probably just show you what I'm doing and zoom in, and that's it, because when I do botanical art I find it very hard to concentrate and talk at the same time. So the palette that I'm going to be using today is this palette right here, and I think that should be enough for me, but I might get a couple of colors from here. So this one is the M. Graham Nickel Quinacridone Gold, and that's the Quinacridone Rust. So if you see me use these colors, you know what they are. And I'm just going to set them aside, and you can find a full list of my face color palette in the links that will be added below. And so I called it face, but I told you many times that it's great for floral illustration as well, because all the colors are great for mixing. Perfect yellows, oranges, pinks, reds, and then onto blues and greens as well. Well, not so much blues, but greens. Okay, so let's crack on. Okay, I think I'll stop here for now for this leaf. And yeah, so hopefully you could see how very accurate you have to be, very slow pace. And what I like about botanical art is that I can come back at any point. It's not like, you know, if you stop here, I could come back to it in a couple of weeks time, even maybe a month, and just continue with one part of it. And if I have half an hour or 2 hours, you know, I can still put some work in. And hopefully you could see, using that eradicator just here, how much it made it more kind of interesting and realistic looking. So thanks for watching, and see you soon.